Okay, this is section 2 of the application that goes in the application packet to get your captain's license. And let's talk about the transaction type here. The transaction type. And what license we're applying for. What do we write down here? So the application type, we are applying for a license. At least in this case, we're applying for a license, and we are applying for an original license. In 90% of the cases, 95% of the cases we're dealing with right now, we're applying for a license, and it is an original license. Even if you get an endorsement on your license, right now you're applying for an original license, and down here we'll describe to the Coast Guard what license we're applying for. That's what this down here is all about, and we'll get to that. So, transaction type, license, original. And let's look down here. This is more what we want to focus on. What license are we applying for? So in the video on sea time, right, the sea time video will tell you what type of sea time and how much qualifies for what license. And now let's take a good look at this verbiage. So applying for, grade of license include tonnage, waters, propulsion mode, horsepower, etc., or merchant mariner document rating, able-bodied seaman, QMED oiler, etc. So this is actually from my license. I took a picture of it. You can see the seal right down here. So what we're applying for here is, I hope everybody applies for this, a master's. If it's not a master's, it's an OUPV, or an operator of an uninspected passenger vessel. That's what OUPV stands for. So here is master's. So hopefully everyone's applying for a master's license. And then so the grade of license, right here we say master. Good. And now let's look at this verbiage. Master of steam or motor or auxiliary sail vessel of not more than 100 gross registered tons domestic tonnage upon Great Lakes and inland waters, authorized to engage in commercial assistance towing. Okay, let's break it down from the top. So if you would like to be the master of a power-driven vessel, then, and all your time is on power-driven vessels, which this is, most people are. So master of steam or motor. So master, and we can write it up here, of steam or motor. And then see this, or auxiliary sail vessels. So this, I have a sailing endorsement, so I get this on my license, right? If you don't have a sailing endorsement, then you don't write this. And now for the tonnage part, of not more than 100 gross registered tons. Again, in the time on the water video, you can figure out what license you need to apply for. So I have a 100-ton license, master of steam or motor vessel, not more than 100 gross registered tons. Master of steam or motor vessel, not more than 100 gross registered tons. And now it talks about where. Mine says upon Great Lakes and inland waters. This is where I got my time. I got it on the Great Lakes and inland. If you don't have 90 days on the Great Lakes out of your 360 total, watch that time video, it's very helpful. Then you won't get this upon Great Lakes. If you just have it on inland waters, you'll just write inland waters. And if your license is going to be a near coastal license, it'll say upon near coastal waters. Right, so master of steam or motor vessel not more than 100 gross tons upon, let's make this into a near coastal license, upon near coastal waters. And now this last sentence here right here. If you get a towing endorsement on your license, it says authorized to engage in commercial assistance towing. If you do not get a towing endorsement, then you don't have to write this. So here, what we've written up here, right up here, is this is a master's. This is a near coastal masters of not more than 100 gross tons. So masters of steamer motor vessel not more than 100 gross registered tons upon near coastal waters. So you can see how, just take your time with this, and this verbiage right here is very important to you. Modify this verbiage so it fits your license. Okay, and let's look at the very last sentence. State current or previous license merchant mariners document. If you're doing a renewal, you'll fill this space out. But if you're not doing a renewal, we're just doing this for an original license, so this is NA, this is not applicable, so you don't have to fill this out. So there we go. That is section 2 of the USCG application for a license of not more than 100 gross tons, and we will get on to section 3.